In this short video, I'll introduce you to the concept of opportunity scanning or opportunity sensing, which is a model used by entrepreneurs to identify new business opportunities. And we can apply this in our work in the educational sector, in particular around matching needs with ideas and innovations. There are several ways to scan the external environment that are each useful in different settings. One of those ways is passively, where we're obtaining information without actively searching for it. What information comes to us, we absorb, and we make use of that information, but there's no proactive initiative to go out and seek new information. And of course, the opposite of passive is active. And this is where we purposefully seek out additional information, and it's usually quite targeted and fairly narrowly defined. One of the ideas of active scanning is that it helps us enlarge our zone of knowledge. And what happens is we typically do this search in response to a specific question, and it pushes out at the fuzzy edges of our knowledge. It helps to expand that zone of information and knowledge that we have. Active scanning is usually also hypothesis driven. So you're actively looking for information around a specific question, subject, or challenge. It is still flexible and you're still learning, but you're trying to expand the zone of what that knowledge is right out at the edges. Active scanning is particularly important in turbulent times or complex situations. This is something that you'll learn to recognize in your work on this sector. What is turbulent, what is complex situation. Now, of course, everything that's in our context today may change in a week or in a month or in 6 months, and the types of organizations that you're working with also might change. The kinds of partnerships that they might be looking for might also change. And so too, of course, does technology. So active scanning is an important tool to keep in mind as you start looking for specific types of information. So where do we start with opportunity scanning and opportunity sensing? Different situations require different approaches. And so you need to know some of the strategies that you can employ. There are 4 scanning techniques that you should learn about. 3 of them you'll probably use more frequently. Undirected viewing, conditioned viewing, and searching will probably be your most frequently used strategies. Enacting is a participatory engagement process that might not be as situationally appropriate for your work. But the other 3 I think will probably be quite useful to you. So when you read about these in the reading below, I want you to go back to the DESTEP scenario or the DESTEP exercise that you just completed in this unit and think about how differently you would have approached your research through those categories: demographic, economic, etc. if you had these types of searching techniques already. The point here is that you can combine your models when you know what kind of categories of information you're looking for and then the strategy to obtain the right kind of information. You can combine these into a hybrid model that allows you to tightly focus your learning strategy. So for example, you might have some demographic things some demographic trends that you're aware of, and you can more passively take in that information in an undirected way. But you might need to be more proactive around, say, trends in technology. So that might require either conditioned viewing strategy or searching. So the point here is that you can take what you already know from the DESTEP model or the PEST model or PESTEL model and you can combine it here with the strategies for targeting your information and the strategy for obtaining the appropriate kinds of information. So in the reading below, I'll put this on the page, but in the reading below, I'd like you to specifically focus in on just these 4 learning strategies and scanning strategies to become a little bit familiar with them and decide how you might employ them as you keep yourself informed about the higher ed industry and the other industries that you're also working with. These 2 models are not higher ed specific, and they can certainly help you in the other industry work that you do.